Max Verstappen exclusive, what Red Bull ace is relying on to break Sebastian Vettel record. Those are the thoughts of motorsport expert Tony Jardine, who says Red Bull have done everything in their power to help the 21-year-old Dutchman break Sebastian Vettel's record. Verstappen will go into the 2019 F1 campaign with plenty of expectation on his shoulders, having shown immense potential over the past few years. And he has the opportunity to beat Vettel's achievement of securing the World Drivers' Championship at the age of 23. We'll hope next season's title can be the first of many, given he has a long racing career ahead of him. But Jardine says his fate will be decided by whether Honda provide the engines necessary to fight off pace-setters Mercedes and Ferrari. The Japanese manufacturers worked with Red Bull's junior team, Toro Rosso, during the 2018 campaign. Christian Horner and CO have placed their faith in them, having ditched Renault, with whom Verstappen and former teammate Daniel Ricciardo encountered a range of problems. Jardine, who worked with Goodyear, Brabham, McLaren and Lotus in F1, has put the onus on Honda to supply the final piece of the jigsaw. Only if Honda really done their work and they've got an engine that will give him the power he needs and the reliability he needs, Jardine exclusively told Express Sport, when asked if Verstappen can break Vettel's record. Now Honda have improved this year. We've all been watching Toro Rosso very, very carefully. I think from Red Bull's perspective it's fantastic because they're getting a works engine. Before they were just a customer for Renault, and obviously they had massive issues, which is ironic because that's where Ricciardo's going. But at the same time I think it's all just down to Honda. Aerodynamically and therefore handling-wise, the Red Bull has been the car again to watch this year. It just lacked the grunt. So, Verstappen can do it if Honda step up to the plate. Verstappen will be the 5th youngest driver on the grid when F1 returns in 2019. And fellow prospect Charles Leclerc has been handed the challenge of partnering four-time champion at Ferrari. Jardine doesn't think the highly rated Leclerc can steal Verstappen's thunder by breaking Vettel's record instead, though. I think Leclerc and Verstappen have two different styles really, Jardine said. Leclerc is much smoother and more cab-led. He's a more Alain Prost-like character. Whereas Verstappen is more a Ayrton Senna-style driver and can control anything, do anything, and will be braver in certain circumstances. I think Leclerc will end up at a similar level, but I think that, when it comes down to the big duel, I think Verstappen will be pretty Lewis Hamilton-like in that regard. But, don't get me wrong, where I put Leclerc on this, I think Leclerc is going to show up Vettel. Next news: it's the car not the driver. Verstappen. Any of the top drivers in F1 could have won the driver's title if they had Lewis Hamilton's car, says Red Bull's Max Verstappen. The British driver took home his 5th world title this year, having won the title 4 out of the last 5 seasons. Hamilton is now on track to meet or succeed Michael Schumacher's all-time high record. There are only 2 world titles and 18 race wins between the two drivers. Since the start of the turbo hybrid era in 2014, Hamilton has won 51 races out of 100, a hit rate of 1-2. Since his entry in F1, Verstappen is considered as a future world champion. The Dutchman made a grand entry in 2015 but has only 5 race wins to his name till date. Red Bull cars have been lacking power due to Renault's inability to match the output of Mercedes and Ferrari engines. But since they have switched to Honda, there is a chance to fight for the championship, according to Verstappen. The Dutchman is firm in his belief that Hamilton's wins are more due to his car's capability than the British driver's skills. Speaking with Dutch site, Formula 1, he said, "I think Sebastian Vettel, Fernando Alonso, Daniel Ricciardo and I could just as easily be a champion with such a car. When I see onboard images, I think Mercedes has not even gone full throttle in many races. Mercedes tried to sign the Dutchman in 2017 but failed." He claimed he had no interest in racing along with Hamilton or Vettel and preferred to stay with Red Bull. "When I think of my own career, it is not convenient to sit next to Hamilton or Vettel right now. Although I would absolutely do it if I had no other choice. I believe that with Red Bull I can also become a champion, as long as we have the right package together." Next news: Wolff won't be buying Hamilton a bike for Christmas. Mercedes boss, Toto Wolff was left surprised when he found out world champion Lewis Hamilton was testing motorbikes. Wolff revealed he was unaware Hamilton was testing a Yamaha R4 on December 1 at the Jerez de la Frontera circuit alongside Michael van der Mark and Alex Lowe's, both Iwata Centaur superbike instructors. The Englishman was enthusiastic following the tests and admitted to loving two wheels more than two. Speaking to La Gazzetta dello Sport, Wolff said on the matter, "When the news spread, I tried to call him, in vain. So I called one of the three engineers who was with him. We're on a track. Are you turning all three on the motorbike, then? Yes, but we're done." Hamilton did, however, suffer a small accident during the session after turning 7 seconds after the official drivers, and van der Mark felt he showed a bit of recklessness. Despite this, Wolff joked about the whole thing, "We all had a liberating laugh. But it is clear that for Christmas I will not give him a bike." Next news: Marco explains key departure, "He didn't agree with our plan." Red Bull's advisor Dr. Helmut Marko has explained the departure of Toro Rosso's technical director James Key, who will make the switch to McLaren later next season. As Marko revealed, Key didn't share the vision of Toro Rosso. Marko did manage to delay the departure of Key as he won't leave until the end of the season, but he might regret this now, as he seemingly seems to argue that he wants Key out of the team. Dietrich Mateschitz gave us the task to get a closer relationship with Toro Rosso, and with that, one thing has to be avoided: to have different people at both teams doing the same job, Marko explained to motorsporttotal.com. "We had a plan for this, a plan which hasn't been completed yet, but a plan James Key didn't agree with. In the end, I think it's easier to not keep him in mind, and I think this is the best solution." With Adrian Newey at Red Bull, the Bulls designed the bigger part of the Toro Rosso car, which would keep Key out of a job in the long term. He saw this coming and decided to jump ship to McLaren. "We won't try to fill the vacancy for technical director at Toro Rosso with someone else. The function is no longer necessary as Red Bull's concept will be used at Toro Rosso." Thank you for watching the video. Be sure to share and subscribe to your channel to get the latest sports news around the world. Wished health and success. Goodbye.